Boys, welcome back to another Brokowski's YouTube video. Today we are doing a live Best Ball Mania draft, the biggest fantasy draft in the world. And at the end of the video, I'll be going over my exposure to see my highest drafted player, lowest drafted player. I've done over 40 drafts in total, but I think 37 of them are one quarterback and post NFL draft. So we'll go over that exposure at the end of the video if you guys are interested in that. Again, if you don't want to see the draft, skip to the end. But I'm talking strategy, talking how I like to do my drafts. Again, throughout this whole thing. Full, I think, unedited, talk through my strategy throughout the entire draft, early rounds, mid rounds, and late rounds. So we got pick 5. I'll start out my first 5 players. Probably won't get Saquon, but usually I have Saquon a little bit lower. I usually have Saquon like 3 or 4. I'm not super heavy on Saquon this season, but yeah. So these are my top 5 guys. Clear top 6, but again, we have a number 5 pick, so don't need to put Jahmyr Gibbs in there. But yeah, there's a clear top 6 players in fantasy this season. And again, in case you guys don't know, $25 buy-in. If you somehow win the whole thing, $2 million. So absolutely massive prize pool. Again, the biggest fantasy football draft in the world. Chase goes 1 as he should. Again, number 2, I'm probably usually going Jefferson Bijan. Again, you got to go Saquon sometimes if you do a lot of these, but if you're going to just do a couple of them, I don't love Saquon this year. Not trying to be a hater again. He was unbelievable last year, but the tush push remains. He came off, I want to say like 400 carries not carries, but like touches last year. Don't know the exact number, but it was insane. So I'm not sure if I love Saquon at pick 2 this season. So we get CeeDee Lamb at pick number 5. I do have a lot of CeeDee. A little spoiler for the exposure at the end. Very, very high on CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott's coming back. We saw it 2 years ago. He actually put up, it was basically the same, but technically more points per game than Jamar Chase did last year, when Chase was unreal. So CeeDee Lamb, tons of upside. They add George Pickens. I don't think that really affects him. If anything, I think it just helps the offense. I love CeeDee Lamb this year. I could argue that he might be better than Jefferson. Jefferson, a lot of unknowns. JJ McCarthy, never seen him play quarterback in the NFL. They also have a lot of weapons. They have TJ Hawkinson, had Jordan Addison. So again, Jefferson's a beast, but I do love CeeDee Lamb. Very, very high on CeeDee this year. Puka usually goes 7. It's basically like a clear top 6, and then there's like a little mini tier of Puka by himself, and then Neighbors, Genty. I've seen a lot of Christian McCaffrey get bumped up. McCaffrey fell to the pick 12, so usually lately I've been seeing him go like 9, 10, 11. He's been going like 12 like the last month. So I'm curious, like in a month or two, is CMC going to be at pick 7, 8? Not too sure, but at this point, slowly climbing up. Because again, when CMC is healthy, probably the best fantasy football player we have ever seen. Bowers at 13, interesting. Probably trying to get different exposures. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Bowers, again, was insane. But at a tight end at this value, you need him to beat Travis Kelce. He needs to put up unbelievable stats. So we'll see. I'm at pick 20 here, 4 picks away. I love Achane. I don't have a lot of A.J. Brown. Maybe I'll take an A.J. Brown here. So I'm hoping for Achane. Fingers crossed I get Achane. I'm hoping he doesn't get taken here. If he does, we'll have to pivot to a different player. I might take Bucky. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Okay, Bucky got taken. I don't have a single Bucky. I know people love him. I don't know. I'm just not super, super high on Bucky this season. A.J. Brown goes perfect. We get Devon Achane. Devon Achane carried me last year. I had a team make the finals. I forget what tournament it was. I got 28th place, and I had CMC on my team. So I think I took CMC at the 101. So the thing that people always say, you can't win your draft in the first, but you can lose it. Apparently not, because I made the finals and got 28th place. I think I got $1,000 from that tournament. And I had Christian McCaffrey on the team, but Achane was going crazy for most of the season. Without Tua, he was awful, but when Tua was there, again, this is half PPR, but in full PPR leagues, I think he was averaging more points per game than Saquon when he had Tua. So Achane with Tua has unbelievable upside. So coming up here, who do we want? I'll start up with She Rice. Chase Brown goes. I like Chase Brown a lot too. T. Higgins. He's not going to fall to me, but I'd love to take T. Higgins. Ideally, I get one of these two guys. If not, we'll have to switch it up. Tyreek Hill goes. So I'm guaranteed Rice or T. Higgins. I'll put T. Higgins at the top. I don't think I'm going to get him. But just ADP wise, this would be a big fall. I've never seen T. Higgins fall this far. Yeah, he goes. So I'll probably end up taking Rashee Rice. I'm not super high on Terry McLaurin this year. I don't know if I have any Terry. 13 touchdowns last year. Jaden Daniels was a beast, and he still had 1,000 yards. Like, he was good in fantasy, but the receptions not super high, yards not super high. He was basically all touchdowns, and we know touchdowns are super volatile year to year, so I'm not high on Terry McLaurin. It's going to be very, very difficult for him to return on like a top 30 pick in fantasy this year. Again, unless he scores 13 plus touchdowns again. Definitely possible. I just want to bank on it. Evans, another player that I'm kind of iffy on. The age scares me, but he is just Mr. Consistency. Last year, though, the hamstring was a bit of a concern, so I am a little bit nervous about him. Again, a little bit of a spoiler. I am super overweight on Xavier Worthy, so this draft got Rashee Rice. I'm liking the start so far, honestly. CeeDee Lamb, Devon Achane, Rashee Rice, 3 guys with tons of upside. We saw Rashee Rice in the first, 3 weeks of the season, was going nuclear before he tore his ACL. So we'll see if he is fully healthy, if he is. This start is actually looking very, very nice. And we're setting ourselves up nicely, too. Where's the other? How do I switch this here? I never do drafts on the laptop here, so how do I switch this to the other view? Why do I not know how to do this? Anyways, they have like a nice little board. Don't know how to do the board here, but anyway, so a pick 44. We're not going to get Josh Allen, so I'm just, yeah, he goes. Very, very heavy on Travis Hunter, too. Maybe a bit too much. DK Metcalf, I think, is a great value right now, just because if Aaron Rodgers goes. I think he could be very, very nice for fantasy. So we're going to get no running backs. I'll take Lamar if he falls. He's not going to fall, I don't think. Maybe, though. We'll see if Maverick takes him. If not, I'm probably going Hunter or whichever receiver. Yeah, so he goes. Probably going to take Travis Hunter. I know he's super risky. I just think Devontae Smith with A.J. Brown there doesn't have tons of upside. DK Metcalf, I do like, but I think Travis Hunter just has league-winning upside again. $25 if you win the whole thing. $2 million. You got to shoot for upside. I think Travis Hunter has the most upside out of any of these players in this range. Again, I do like DK if Rodgers goes there. I think Sutton was great last year. Does he have league-winning upside? Maybe. He has spike week for sure, but I think just Travis Hunter has, he could be, like, that's also why I'm not super high on where Brian Thomas goes. So I think Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter could be very similar players, but one you're taking in round 1, the 1-2 turn, and one you're getting in round 4. All right, 53. I love DK, as I was saying. I'll take Jalen Hurts. Tush Push didn't get banned. I don't think I have any Hurts yet, so it's kind of sad. In this range, I'm usually targeting receivers or running backs, so if Hurts falls, I'll take Hurts. Maybe I'll consider Pickens. Hurts goes. Pickens and Waddle. I do love Waddle. Waddle big time. I also get him with HN, so I'll be banking on the Dolphins offense. Could also take George Pickens, banking on the Dallas offense. I would just need to either get Dak if I take Pickens, or I'd need to get Tua if I get Waddle to stack with the rest of the team here. So I'm hoping DK falls. He does not. I think I might go George Pickens here. I think I'm very, very low exposure on George Pickens. I have one of him in my pre-draft ones. I don't think I have any George Pickens post-NFL draft. So get 2 Dallas guys. Still, and actually, no, never mind. We're not getting Waddle on the way back. But still could take Tua later for HN. We need Dak. Absolutely need Dak Prescott. Next pick is 68. So guys in that range, Henderson, Connor, could even take like a Debo. We saw last year, Best Ball Mania. It's not super, super important to have Week 17 correlation, but it still is nice. So Debo, obviously Commanders, Cowboys play in Week 17. So it could be a nice little combo there if it does fall that way. Burrow, we have no Bengals, no really need for Burrow. Again, he's not falling. Sometimes he does, though. I think I've seen Burrow go as late as 70. So technically, we would be in that range. I don't think it happens, though. I'm still looking how do I see the, here we go. This is the draft that I'm talking about. Yeah, there we go. A little bit nicer to watch. So Waddle goes at 60. I love the value of Waddle because there's been so much Tyreek drama this year. Just say, hypothetically, Tyreek Hill gets traded. Where's Waddle going? So right now he's picked 57 ADP, I think. I could see Waddle shooting up all the way up into, like, for sure before, like, Smith, Sutton, probably even, like, around DJ Moore, like, around pick 40. So, again, we're drafting really early. Sometimes you got to just take shots. Waddle's the guy that could shoot up ADP. Okay, so we're 4 picks away. Who's on the board here? I love Henderson. I got to take some more Connor. I'm pretty underweight on Connor, and I'll take Debo. These are 3 guys I'm looking at. Caleb Johnson. I love Caleb Johnson, but that is taking 11 picks before ADP. Don't really like that. Okay, Henderson's available. I'm taking Travion Henderson. Patriots, very, very low receivers. Yes, they signed Diggs. Diggs is old, coming off an ACL. Got Kyle Williams in the 3rd round. 3rd round wide receiver. Could be good, but also nothing guaranteed. Travion Henderson, I think, could catch a ton of passes. Tons of upside in this Patriots offense. I love that pick of Henderson there. I usually don't see him falling like past ADP, so like that pick there. Matthew Golden has upside. I need more James Conner, though. I think I'm very, very underweight on James Conner. Jacoby Myers, boring pick, but I just, like, he's going to return on value, I think. I'll take one of these 2 guys, hoping one of them fall. If not, might go Sam Laporta. Swift, yeah, what the heck? Swift? I don't like that pick. So I'm going to take Jacoby Myers here. Got 5 wide receivers in the first 7 rounds. So looking really, really good at wide receiver. Usually, I know 2 years ago, you want to go wide receiver heavy. Than last year, it kind of hurt people. Going, like, more running backs was a better strategy because obviously, like, Saquon and the Derrick Henrys and all those guys blew up. So I think this year the running backs have shot up in ADP. I do think you still want at least 4 wide receivers in the first 10 rounds. I think you have to do that. Ideally 5. So I got 5 in the first 7. I'm pretty set at wide receiver. I'll still take at least 1 or 2 more, but I'm not forcing any wide receiver picks. And I like the running backs a lot more than the wide receivers coming up. I think they have a lot more upside. Also, as you guys know, running backs have, like, backup running backs can become value, like, what am I trying to say? Backup running backs can gain value a lot faster than backup wide receivers. So, like, someone like Charbonnet. Where's Charbonnet here? Yeah, 114. If Kenneth Walker goes down, we saw last year average like 17 points per game without him, skyrockets in value. So these backup running backs, you just need to hit on a few of them, and you are absolutely set. So pick 92. If we get Mahomes, please, to pair with Rice. Yes, please. Give me I'll take Hawkinson. He's got taken. Do I have any bucks? I don't have any bucks, so no point in taking Baker. I would love, please give me Patrick Mahomes. Maverick, don't you snipe him. You already have Lamar. It'd be stupid to take him. 2 quarterbacks that early is kind of dumb. We got Patrick Mahomes at pick 92. That's another player. Again, spoiler, I am very, very heavy on the Chiefs offense this year. A lot of reports coming out that Mahomes wants to get back to the high-powered offense. He's been horrible the past 2 years, and he could be horrible again. But again, we're shooting for upside. The only player we've seen have Patrick Mahomes' upside in fantasy is Lamar Jackson. Back like 5 years ago, Mahomes was unbelievable. So getting Mahomes this late to pair with Rashee Rice, absolutely love that pick. Still want Dak. So if we get Dak, I'm done with quarterbacks. So pair him up, Rashee Rice, and we get Dak with CD and George Pickens. Would love that. That would be ideal. Coming up here, I know he's washed, but I'll take Travis Kelce, pair with Mahomes, and pair with Rice. Get 3 Chiefs. I would take that. I'm pretty underweight on Kelce too. I'm very heavy on Mahomes, Worthy, and Rice. So it would be nice to get Travis Kelce here again. Pair with Mahomes, pair with Rice. Just make it consolidated bet that the Chiefs offense is going to be very, very nice this year. Please do not take Travis Kelce. If so, I'm probably going to go Jordan Mason. I'll go one of these 2 guys. Kelce or Mason. Give me Kelce, though. I need a tight end. And he's going to score touchdowns. Even if he's washed, beautiful. We got Travis Kelce. I'm loving this draft. Absolutely loving it. We got Mahomes, Rice, and Kelsey all paired together. Chan is my hero RB. Henderson, massive upside. Then we got 5 wide receivers I like. CeeDee Lamb has wide receiver 1 overall upside. Rashee Rice was unbelievable before he got hurt. And we got him paired with Mahomes. Travis Hunter, boom bust. He could be insane, could be horrible. But again, we're playing for $2 million. You got to take swings. George Pickens with CeeDee Lamb, just hoping the Cowboys offense is insane. Jacoby Myers, really, really boring pick. But Geno Smith, he is a pretty solid quarterback. Is he elite? No. But I think he's very, very safe at that range to return on value. Okay, we're still 8 picks away. I got to get some running backs in here. So I would take Najee, Charbonnet. I love Fields. I probably got to chill out on Fields, though. I have so much Justin Fields. It's insane. Again, bit of a spoiler, but very, very, very overweight on Fields. I just think he has the upside to be like a top 5 quarterback just purely off of rushing. They brought in nobody, so there is no competition for him. Let's see Cowboys. If I have both of them. So yeah, there's no real reason for someone to reach on Dak. So we have pick 116 and 125. I think what I'm going to do, it's risky, but Dak's ADP is 116, but nobody else has any Cowboys. So I'm going to hope and make a little gamble here and take someone other than Dak at pick 116 and then hope he falls. Because again, I'm hoping people are smart and then they have no stacks with Dak, so there's no point for them to want Dak. So I'm going to take one of the 2 running backs, whichever one falls. Probably going to go Najee. I know Najee's super boring. And also, everyone's off of Najee because of Amari Hampton. I love Amari Hampton. I think he is way better than Najee. I think he should take over that role. But this is a really, really high running... can't speak English. It's like they're going to run the ball a ton. They're going to run the ball a ton with Harbaugh, with Roman. And there is a world in which this is kind of like the Broncos offense. If you remember a few years ago, they drafted Javonte in the 2nd round. And I was super high on Javonte. Everyone was super high on Javonte. And he just never took over that role. Melvin Gordon was taking touches every single week. It was super annoying. That offense could be like this. And if it is, Najee at 116 is an absolute steal. How on earth is Fields still here? I'm going to start with Fields just because that's a steal. I want Dak, though. Let's see if my gamble paid off. I think it might. I'm hoping it will. Yeah, these 2 guys have badges. He takes Jordan Love. Yeah, these guys, there's no real reason for them. Are you... Okay, yeah, this guy's just stupid. I might wait... Okay, give me Hollywood. Just going to take another Chief. That's really annoying. Like, this guy's just stupid. Respectfully. This guy has no Cowboys. He keeps changing his team. But that's a really, really dumb pick. Unless he's wanting Ferguson later. It makes no sense. In most situations, I would have gone Justin Fields. I am super, super high on him. I'm just super overweight on Justin Fields. I have... Yeah, again, you'll see later in the video my exposure, but... Probably way too much. That's a steal, though. 128. Probably should have taken Justin Fields. But again, with Hollywood, now we have 4 Chiefs. I think the winner of best ball last year, I want to say they had 5 Bengals. So I'm not there yet. We still technically could take another one. I probably won't, but 4 is not too much. Again, we saw last year, I think he had Burrow, Chase, Higgins, Burton, and Chase Brown. So he had 3 receivers, a running back, and a quarterback. At this point, I have 2 receivers, a tight end, and a quarterback. So pretty happy with that. Still could take Tua. Still could take Trevor Lawrence. Honestly, that's probably the play. I'm going to hope Trevor Lawrence falls. Then I'm done with quarterbacks if I do get Trevor. Yeah, because Dak got taken. I'm still kind of peeved with that. That was really, really, really stupid, but oh well. What are you going to do about it? I have like no Jack Bash. Maybe I'll take Jack Bash as my last receiver. David Njoku, love Njoku. Garendo goes. It's pretty early for Garendo, no? Let's see. 10 spots. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a reach, but nothing too crazy. So yeah, hoping for Trevor. Jack Bash is 15 spots after ADP. You got to take that. I like Trey Benson. I'll take Trey Benson. Trevor Lawrence goes, ugh, not looking good for my quarterback situation right now. Gonna hope for Tua later. So I'm hoping for one of these two guys. Stevenson goes. What I could do, I could take Jack Bash and then just take Geno later to pair with Jacoby. And he goes, I'll take Trey Benson. Was he good last year? No. But if Connor ever goes down, I know Connor was healthy last year, but Connor for the most part misses at least a few games every season. He misses some time. Trey Benson comes in, should be pretty nice in that offense. So liking the team so far, I need another quarterback. I need another tight end for sure. I really, really, really want Tua. Tua's my target. I might even just reach on him if he comes here. So 149, ADP of 150. It's barely a reach. It's basically right around ADP. What part of the draft are we? Is the Tyreek guy drafting around here? Do we got to worry about that? Yes. So the guy who stole Dak Prescott could steal Tua. So we'll see what happens there. He took Kyle Pitts. Adam Thielen goes at 145. Just don't take Tua. Okay, he's on the clock. Perfect. I should get Tua here. Should fill up my quarterback room. Is Tua the best guy ever? No. But he has spike week potential. So I hope he has spike weeks. Mahomes, I'm hoping for a massive bounce back. I need Mahomes to be elite this year. Tua, boom. Honestly, at this point, I think I'm set at quarterbacks. Because if I'm banking that Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to be elite, then I don't really need another quarterback. So basically, you got to bet that you're right. You got to make picks and then bet that you're right. Because you're not going to win the whole thing if you're like, oh, well, Mahomes should be good, but I'll take 3 quarterbacks. And it just wastes roster spots. It doesn't make sense. If you're really playing this to win the whole thing, you got to bet that you're right. I'm hoping Mahomes is a beast. Tua pairs with Achane, so I got 2 stacks there. Do we got any other game stacks here? No, it doesn't really look like it, but maybe I'll take a Bronco to pair with a Chief at the end. Who do the Dolphins play? Dolphins schedule. Just completely butchered that. Okay, let's see here. Dolphins play the Bucks. No real Bucks left for me to take. Cowboys play Washington. Is there any Commanders? I could take that third string running back in the 18th round. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll take Benson it. Another thing I've seen, usually teams have 5 combined quarterbacks and tight ends. So in this draft, I'm done with quarterbacks. I'm going to take 2 more tight ends. So I'm going to have 5 of those. I'm going to have 5 or 6 running backs and then the remaining wide receivers. So that would be 7 or 8 receivers. And also, I took 5 receivers early. So probably only need 7 in this draft. I could take 6 running backs. Just hope Achane's my superstar. Henderson has blow-up games. Najee start the season, has some touchdowns. Maybe even later on. Trey Benson if Connor gets hurt. So I'm liking the team setup a lot, right? So far. Let's see. So I don't need quarterbacks. I'm going to take quarterbacks off. Who do we want here? Zach Ertz goes. I was going to say I could take Ertz. Maybe I'll take Hunter Henry. You know what? Give me Braylon Allen, actually. Braylon Allen, kind of a weird, not a weird pick. I do like him, but really, really weird connection here. But New England Jets play in Week 17. Maybe Breeze gets traded. Maybe Breeze gets hurt. Maybe both running backs pop off. Again, doesn't matter a whole bunch, but just hoping that Week 17, if I make the finals, Patriots, Jets, high-scoring game. Will it be? Probably not. But just take 2 guys from that game there. And then hopefully one of these 2 guys falls. There are tight ends I like later. Like, who do we got here? Juwan Johnson, Theo Johnson. I'm taking a lot of Noah Gray. I have Kelsey, so no real point taking him there. So actually, at this point, really, really hoping I get Gesicki. Don't get Gesicki, but Pat Bryant would be good. Again, get a Bronco to have against my Chiefs in Week 17. Very overweight on Pat Bryant, but maybe he's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Probably not. But actually, no. Sean Payton compared him to Michael Thomas. Maybe he's Michael Thomas. Catches 4,000 slam passes this year. And then my team would be set. So at this point, so I have 5, 6, 7, 14, 15. So I have 3 more picks, taking 2 more tight ends, and probably a running back. So I don't really need a receiver. Can take them off. Oh, here we go. Cade Otton, if he falls to me, that would be against Tua and HN. So would have a buck against the Dolphins. So ideally, Cade Otton, will he fall to me? What pick do I have? 188. He's 183. It depends. This guy right here, he only has 1 tight end. Who does he have? Tucker Kraft. Yeah, he needs a tight end. He's probably going to take him. So we'll see what he ends up doing here. What did Tank Bigsby go in this draft? 151. I need to start taking more Tank. I really do think Bashal Tutin is the guy, at least second half of the season. I am very overweight on Tutin, but I don't think I have a single Bigsby. So I need to start changing that. I need to start taking at least some Bigsby, just in case I'm wrong with the Tutin prediction. Who's the guy with 1 tight end right here? Hammer. He probably should take Cade on. He doesn't. Okay, so I want Cade on here. That's my number 1 for sure. Any running back stick out? Next guy takes him. Dalton Schultz. I don't think I have a single Schultz. Maybe Schultz is good this year. Who knows? You know what? Let me take a running back. Do I take Jalen Wright way past ADP? With Achane? You know what? Maybe the Dolphins do what they did 2 years ago where both running backs are really good. I think I'm also very underweight on Jalen Wright. I usually don't like having 2 guys from the same team. So we have Achane and Wright. But again, the Dolphins have proved 2 years ago Mostert and Achane were both beasts for fantasy. Maybe that happens this year. Who knows? Also just kind of getting more Jalen Wright. I think I have 1 draft with Jalen Wright. So he fell 15 spots past or 14 spots past ADP. We'll take it. Now we just need 2 tight ends to end the draft. Hopefully Kelsey's not washed. I'll take. Any other guys stick out here? You know what? I might take just a really random risk on Ben Sinnott. Ben Sinnott. Juwan Johnson's my main target. Dalton Schultz goes. I'll talk through the Sinnott one after, but really hoping Juwan Johnson falls to me. Falls. I mean, I'm reaching on him, but hopefully this guy doesn't reach harder. Juwan Johnson, I'll take it. Led the Saints in receiving yards last year. Doesn't say much, but he still did it, technically. With Ben Sinnott, have George Pickens, have CeeDee Lamb. Hopefully it's a shootout game. I'll take a Washington Commander. He was awful last year. 5 targets, 5 receptions, 20 yards, and a touchdown. Zach Ertz, though, we have seen him get injured. Again, this is going way too far down the rabbit hole, but Trey McBride, year 1, wasn't that good. Zach Ertz stealing all the touches. Second year, Zach Ertz still on the team, playing great, gets injured, McBride becomes a beast. Commanders have Zach Ertz, was great last year. This year, maybe, I don't want to get hurt, but I'm just saying, maybe something happens, maybe he gets traded, who knows. Ben Sinnott becomes the tight end 1. Daniels looked at Ertz a lot. I think it's 7 touchdowns Ertz had last year. Maybe that becomes Sinnott this year. Also, he gets undrafted in tons of leagues, so giving us a little advantage if he does turn out good, because not a lot of people will have him. Just a random pick at the end of the draft as my 3rd tight end here. So I'm assuming I should get him. I would be shocked if someone reached on Sinnott. Unless someone has Daniels and doesn't have a tight end. Let's see. Who took Daniels? Daniels, Goddard, likely. It's possible. Oh, I have a pick ahead of him. Yeah. I'm getting Sanat here. I like the team a lot, actually. Bye weeks lined up nice, too. Different bye weeks for quarterbacks and tight ends. So, yeah. So, again, basically just hoping Chiefs go crazy this year. Got Patty, Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Travis Kelce. And then against, in Week 17, the Chiefs, Broncos, we got Pat Bryant. Hopefully that game's pretty good. Then we got Tua and HN, also with Jalen Wright. Again, kind of hoping, maybe like 2 years ago with Mostert and HN, both are beasts. And then running backs, Trayvon Henderson, I think has a lot of upside. We'll take Ben Sinnott here. Najee Harris could be like rookie year Javonte and Melvin Gordon. Again, I do think Hampton is going to be way better, but just on the chance I'm wrong, Najee could be a beast. Trey Benson, one Connor injury away from being a beast. Braylon Allen, they brought in a lot of the Lions staff. Lions used 2 running backs. Again, will all these things happen? No, but just best case scenario, we're playing for $2 million. We got to shoot for upside. And then with receivers, CeeDee Lamb, we all know is a beast. George Pickens, hoping the Cowboys offense is insane. Rice with Mahomes. Hunter, boom bust player. Myers is a super safe guy. Hollywood Brown pairs with Mahomes as well. Juwan Johnson, just hoping he's the main target again. It's going to be Olave, but Olave super injury prone. So we'll see about that. I like this team a lot. I think this is one of my better teams. Very, very happy with the outcome. I think there's a lot of upside. So yeah, draft is now over. Or it should be. Don't know why it's lagging like this. But yeah, I'll go over my exposure now. I know I mentioned at the beginning of the video, so we'll go over some of my highest drafted guys, some of my lowest drafted guys. Yeah, the draft's over. I'm going to leave. Drafts completed. So now we have... So yeah, it hasn't updated my best ball one, but you guys know who I just took there. We'll see if it refreshes. Active. Completed. Okay, I'm not sure why it's not loading in, but anyway, so yes, some guys you're going to see very, very overweight on. Like Calvin Austin. Basically, I'm just making the bet Aaron Rodgers signs. He's a bit older. Rodgers usually likes the older guys. And we saw Calvin Austin have a few blow-up games with Russ last year. It's basically just like a round 18. If Rodgers signed, should shoot up in value. Same thing with Andre Yosavash. Had multiple games last year with 2+ touchdowns, I want to say. So, it's just another guy with that late. You basically want a guy that starts, like a running back that can become a starter if a guy gets hurt, or if you need receivers, guys that have blow-up upside. We've seen the Bengals have multiple like wide receiver 3s, wide receiver 4s have blow-up games. Like years past, Tyler Boyd, obviously a good player, but then Trent Irwin had random games where he blew up. Andre Yosavash last year had games where he blew up, so just hoping he's really good. Again, 40% exposure. I know, it is way too high. But again, these are super late round guys. Same with Roshan Johnson. Brought in Ben Johnson. Maybe he's the Monty Roll goal line back. Again, probably overweight, but is what it is. Fields, like I was saying, I didn't take Fields because I am super overweight on Fields. And I liked how the draft ended up. I got Tua. So yeah, Fields, I have probably too much of. Mahomes, tons of him. I was talking about Tank Bigsby. I need more of him because Bashal Tootin is one of my highest drafted guys. Here, we'll go by position. So my quarterback, Fields, Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence. I take a lot of Travis Hunter, so that's why I have a lot of Trevor Lawrence here. I don't have a lot of Brian Thomas, though. I don't love the Brian Thomas value. And then we see it drops down a lot, so 24 down to 13. Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, to usually just stacking here. I do think Caleb has a big year, though. Big fan of Caleb this year. Kyler Murray. Aaron Rodgers. This is more just like a risk. Take it round 18. If he doesn't sign, oof. Oh, well. But if he does sign, Aaron Rodgers is going to be drafted way higher. Maybe not like insanely high, but he's going to go from like ADP 215 to like ADP 170 or something like that. So basically just like hoping he signs with the Steelers and then hoping Calvin Austin gets better, DK Metcalf gets better. Pat Freiermuth, I don't have a lot of him, but he'll get better too. Lamar, Dart, Josh Allen. Don't have a lot of Josh Allen. Don't have a lot of Jaden Daniels. As you see, I don't have a lot of the elite quarterbacks. I don't think I have any Hurts, so I got to take a Hurts at some point for sure. But usually I'm taking running backs and receivers in the early rounds, so I'm not too high on the elite quarterbacks. I guess mainly because I'm hoping Patty has a massive year and you get Patty like 3 rounds later. So yeah, very, very high on Patty this year. Running backs, a lot of these guys are late round guys. Roschon, Tootin. Pacheco, just hoping for a Chiefs bounce back. Quinshon Judkins, have a lot of him. Braylon Allen, a lot of him as well. I was talking about like the Lions offense. Hopefully he's the goal line back, kind of like Monty. Will it happen? Probably not, but again, he's getting taken round 16, 17, so pretty late there. Jarquez Hunter. The Rams are interesting because last year, drafted Blake Corum, said we want to take down Kyron's role, and they gave him more work. And then this year, they said they want to change the offense, have more diverse running schemes, and then took Hunter, who's completely different. It could be the same as last year where they just all talk and then Kyron goes off again. But I do think there's a chance Hunter has a pretty sizable role. Also Corum too, so we'll see. So pretty high on Hunter, Giddens. A lot of these guys are just upside swings. Percent drafted goes down a lot. Yeah, I like Chase Brown a lot. So I think on average you want to be around 8% per guy because that's 1 in 12. Or that's like average. So if you want to be like heavy on them, 11, 12, 13%. So yeah, pretty high on Chase Brown. Rachaad White, I think he has a lot of upside. Rachaad White, not upside, but I think he's going to return on value. ADP 142. I think he's going to have more of a role than he did like week 16, 17, 18, and the playoffs, where Bucky completely took over. Bucky is still the RB1. I am not saying he's not. I do think Rachaad White still has a role, though. High on HN. I like Henry. Henderson, we just took it, him. Kyron, I was taking a lot of Kyron at the beginning of the year. Like I was saying with Jarquez Hunter, slowly getting scared of Kyron, though. Hampton down here at 10.8. Breece Hall, basically right around the 8%. That's average. Genty, right around the same. McCaffrey, I want more CMC. I just usually don't have opportunities to take him. I have pick 11 so much. It's actually kind of annoying. And I want to take CMC at pick 11 because it's ADP. Now it's moved to 10.7. But it was like around 12. But people were taking him at 9, 10. Like every time sniping me at 11. So I want more CMC. Just don't have that opportunity right now. Corum, Caleb Johnson, Harvey. Saquon, again, not super high on Saquon. So he's a bit lower. Najee. Just took him in our last draft. So that is going to go up a little bit. Any other guys stand out? I was looking at this. I do not remember taking Zach Moss, but apparently in one draft, I took Zach Moss. As you see, I'm not high on Josh Jacobs or James Cook. James Cook, 16 touchdowns, and he's not at camp right now or at OTAs. He wants a new contract. Just 16 touchdowns. That is scary to me. Touchdowns super volatile year to year. Look, he had 4 rushing touchdowns the 2 years prior, and then 16 this year. Yeah, not super high on James Cook. Josh Jacobs. Seems like every second year he's just bad. Or like he's good, bad. Not saying that's going to happen every year, but had 300 carries last year. I don't know. Just not super high on Jacobs. James Conner, I need more James Conner. As you see, Jalen Wright. Took another one, but I only had one Jalen Wright share before this. Tight ends, I'd take a bunch of Tucker Kraft. Noah Gray. Basically, I'm just making the bet that Travis Kelce's washed. I know we just took Kelce, but yeah, Kelce. I had one Kelce prior to the draft we just did. So taking a lot of Noah Gray, round 18. He had some games last year where he scored 1+ touch. I think even some 2 touchdown games. So Noah Gray has upside. If I think the Chiefs offense is going to be good, Noah Gray's going to have some games. Njoku, I'm a big fan of. Njoku without Watson is so good for fantasy. With Watson, obviously, he's horrible. But they drafted Harold Fanning in the 3rd. His ADP has dropped because of that. It's a rookie tight end. Harold Fanning, I love long-term. I have him in one of my main dynasty leagues. I don't think he's going to be good this year. I still love David Njoku. Loveland usually pairing with Caleb. Mason Taylor. The reason it's so high, I need a stack. That's also why Braylon Allen's so high. It's because I need a stack with Fields. Because I take so much Fields that I want either Allen or Mason Taylor. It's just like a partial stack there. Kittle, I like Kittle. Isaiah Likely. If Andrews gets traded, could be a beast. Let's see what else here. Laporta, right around average. I love McBride. I just don't take a ton of them because it's just kind of tough with how high he goes. Usually you want a wide receiver in that range. Yeah, then Kelsey all the way down here. Ertz down here as well. Where's Benson not? Is he not even on here? I thought I took at least one of them, but maybe not. Maybe it was my super flex draft. And then receivers, yeah. Austin, Yosefach, way too high. Hollywood Brown is like the last good receiver in that range. Basically, you're taking Jack Besh, Hollywood, then it just falls off a cliff. So usually in drafts, if I'm like, I need a receiver, I'll take Hollywood. Again, like I was saying, really high on Waddle. Did not take him last draft. Took Pickens instead because I needed a pick and share. Hunter really high on. Worthy really high on. Pat Bryant, I have so much cheese. Usually take him at the end of draft just to have some guy. Last year, it was Marvin Mims popped off against the Broncos. It was Broncos. Not against the Broncos. He's on the Broncos. Against the Bengals, sorry. Bengals-Broncos, week 17. He was a late-round pick. He popped off. Maybe that's Pat Bryant this year. Probably not, but again, sometimes you got to take swings on these. Mooney, I love Darnell Mooney. Super underrated. Ayuk just goes so late. If Ayuk's healthy, this is a steal. If Ayuk's not healthy, waste of a pick. But again, at ADP of 82, I think it's worth the risk. And I'm not super, super overweight. Basically, the average is 8%. I'm taking him twice as much as normal. So it's a lot, but I don't think it's insane. Neighbors, massive Neighbors fan. As you see, I get pick 11 so much. I have so much Nico Collins, ADP of 11.7. Actually, not so much, but it's like Collins, CMC, and who else do I take in that range? I'm blanking right now, but Adams, T. Higgins, let's see, or any other guys that stick out. DK Metcalf. Again, I think DK Metcalf could be really good if Aaron Rodgers signs. Any guys I'm really low on? Let's see, 8% is average. So now we're getting to below average. Amon-Ra, don't have a lot of Amon-Ra. Chase, I would love to have more Chase. I just never get pick one. So I've had pick one, what is this? 2 times. Yeah, I have 2 shares. When you get pick one, you got to take Chase. I just never have pick number 1. Evans, a little bit scared of the injury. And then these are my really, really low weight guys. Addison, again, just the Vikings offense could be scary. Brian Thomas, probably need more of him. I have 1 share. I'm just like, I think Hunter and him are comparable. And one you get in round 1 or round 1-2 turn, and one you're getting in round 4. Jaden Reed, another guy. I'm usually taking a running back. Like Judkins, I have like way more Judkins in that range. So yeah, so that's basically it. Appreciate you guys for watching. Gonna hopefully do more of these drafts. I want to stream one time. We'll see if I end up doing that. But appreciate you guys watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Have a good one.